My thoughts, my opinion. Sports podcast.
Yo, what it is? Welcome back to another episode of MTMO Sports Podcast, Doug. And this is my 139th thought, yo. And this is going to be a dope one, you feel me? Because I have some shit to talk about, you feel me? And a list of things I'm going to be talking about is the Broncos versus the Chargers Thursday night game, man, and why that game was so important for both of those teams. Going to be talking about the NFL MVP and who I believe is the NFL MVP front runner. And I know a lot of people is probably going to say their reasons of why they think I'm picking this person. But no, for real though, I really just think that this person should be the front runner of the MVP. And I'm also going to be giving y'all my Week 16 predictions and who I believe is going to win Week 16 because, yo, it's some big pivotal games, you feel me, that's coming down. And we got to see who's potentially get in the playoff, who might can slide in through the back door. We never know, you feel me? So most definitely going to give you my predictions on that. And then I'm going to switch it over to the NBA where this Allstar format, man, got to be talked about in my opinion. And I can't wait to go ahead and talk about that. But before I go any further, you feel me, if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that like, share button, and so you can get the notifications of everything that I drop, because I guarantee you MTMO is the sports cash you need in your sports rotation, you feel me? So make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button, yo, as I'm trying to get to my 1,000 subscribers, you feel me? That's one of my little mini goals, little milestone that I'm trying to get to, and please help me get there, you feel me? So make sure you go tell a friend who can be a friend, who can possibly be a friend, that MTMO Sports Podcast is the sports podcast that you need in your rotation off of YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all go ahead and follow me, help me get to my milestone. Cause like I said, yo, I give out the dope information, you feel me? So I got my man X in the building, you feel me? What's good, fam? Let's get this W. Most definitely, yo, and I cannot wait till I can talk about this game, you feel me? But before we go any further, we had a game last night, Thursday night game in the NFL world. Decent game, and it was a very, very important game for the AFC West, because these two teams right now is battling to make sure they can keep their playoff hopes alive, number one. Number two, they're trying to figure out the seeding where they're going to be placed at by the end of the season, and they got to make sure that no other team that is in the playoff hunt is sitting here relying on one of these teams to go ahead and lose. So the last night, Thursday night game I'm talking about was between Oregon's alumni, between Justin Herbert and Bo Nix, between the AFC West, as I had already mentioned, the Chargers and the Broncos. And I ain't going to hold you, Doug. This game was very, very interesting. And like I said, it was important because, like I said, the playoff seeding is on the line. And we need to sit here and kind of judge both of these quarterbacks. Number one, is Justin Herbert belongs in the top 10 conversation by the end of the season? Where do Bo Nix rank in this rookie category right now? Because right now, Bo Nix could potentially be number two, or number two, maybe number one in this offensive rookie of the year. You feel me? So it could potentially, it was a lot of things on the line, and this is why I said this game was very, very, very important. But it was the Chargers that went on here and pulled away 34-27, and went on here and brought the Broncos down to 9-6, just like them going to 9-6, going to the AFC West. And both these quarterbacks did that thing. You feel me? Now Justin Herbert went over here, did get a turnover, but that was just early in the game. The DB kind of baited Justin Herbert to throw that pass anyway, because I thought the DB was beat. So Shout out to that DB who caught the interception. But Justin Herbert was 25 for 31, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, got sacked 2 times. His QBR rating was at 87.4. His rating total was a 110.1. And he was averaging 9.2 yards per play. And Justin Herbert really showed that he should be mentioned into this top 10 quarterback conversation, because he was the reason that this team really pulled the victory out last night, because the run game wasn't really all there. You had Gus Edwards had 14 carries for 68 yards, but he did get 2 touchdowns, but that was just short yardage touchdowns. Justin Herbert also had 8 rushes for 28 yards. You can see that he can most definitely can potentially be from time to time a dual threat quarterback. So Justin Herbert kind of so really wherever people place them at, because me personally, I had Justin Herbert like in that 13 about that 13 spot. By the end of the season, man, depending on if Justin Herbert can get the Chargers into their playoffs, it's potentially, Justin Herbert can maybe slide up into my top 10 quarterbacks this year. But he did enough last night to actually, like I said, help the Chargers to get a dub, because the Chargers did not leave any points on the field except for that one interception Justin Herbert threw early in the game, because they was marching down the field. But without talking about not leaving no points, there was a time where there was a fair catch penalty going on. And then the Broncos had ran into the punt returner for the Chargers and got a penalty. And people was thinking, the commentators was like, man, this is the chance to get that free kick and blah, blah, blah. And I ain't even gonna hold you. I didn't understand what they was talking about. I'm like free kick? What's the free kick? Like, what is this? So the free kick is pretty much, they gonna you can accept the penalty that can pretty much give you an untimed down. And that untimed down, you can go ahead and try to do whatever it is that you want. You can go ahead and take the field goal. You can take Hail Mary chance. But also just know that if you take the field goal, that field goal can be returned, which means those points can go ahead and swing back to the opponent's way. But Dicker the kicker for the Chargers, man, had enough leg and go ahead and kick that. I think it was like a 55, 56 yarder, something in that nature, probably a little bit longer than that, maybe in the 60s. I can't really remember how long that kick was, but that was the opportunity right there to say for the Chargers to know, like, do not leave no damn points on the field, even though that we are not winning. But this is give us another chance to get a step closer to get closer to this Broncos before the end of the game. And that worked in the Chargers' favor. So shout out to the Chargers and Coach Harbaugh and his team to actually execute that. Now, for the Broncos didn't really do nothing wrong other than they did not have enough gas towards the end. And that's where this is where I kind of felt like, because the Broncos came out firing. Off that first possession, man, the Broncos came out firing. And I was sitting here thinking, because the guy that in my predictions, I chose the Chargers to win the game. So being real competitive into my MTMO league, I was like, man, I really should have picked the Broncos for a minute. I should have picked the Chargers. Maybe the Chargers are going to choke on this important game. But the Broncos just kind of just let their pedal off the gas. Just they let their foot off the pedal just a little bit. And I think that's why that the Chargers was able to pull out this victory, because Bo Nix, my guy, went 29 for 40, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, which is very important. He got sacked 2 times, but his QBR was a 63.1 and his rating was a 106.6. He averaged 6.6 yards per play. And Bo Nix was also been a semi-dual threat quarterback, kind of moving the pocket with his legs, which he's kind of accustomed to. He was able to, like I said, get 2 touchdowns and did not throw no interceptions. So it wasn't him that pretty much stalled the Broncos. I really just think that when you don't have a strong running game, that's what really stomped the Broncos, because the Broncos were scoring the touchdowns in short yardage, but they didn't have no player that got over 50 yards as a running back. And that's where the Broncos, I feel like, fall short in. If they make the playoffs, that's what's going to hurt them. They're going to have to rely on Bo Nix's arm, and you can see last night he threw 40 passes and he lost, and he didn't have no turnovers. That lets you know that right now at this time you don't have the weapons that can really produce Bo Nix, with those 40 throws. He's not there. He's just a rookie quarterback. You don't want to go ahead and tie him out just by just throwing, and then the teams just know that, you know what, we're not going to play the run. Only time we're going to really just show blitz, either blitz him, to kind of rattle him up enough, because you're going to let him throw 40 times. You only ran the ball 21 times yesterday. That's not good. That's not a recipe to actually win a playoff game. Now, you might be able to kind of squeak past certain teams if their defense is not strong enough, or if their offense is not be able to produce over 30 points. Because the Broncos threw up 27 points. But at the same time, that 27 points is still not enough, not in this league, not in this pass-happy league. You have to score 30 and over to actually win in this league sometimes. Unless it's just you're just having a rain game, and your teams is just ass. That's like the only way that you're not really going to see like 30 points. You're starting to see a lot of teams is really throwing up 30 points to actually have to win these games. So that's where I took out of this Thursday night game. And that's why I say it was very important, especially when it comes to playoff seeding. Because now the Broncos, if you're able to get into the playoffs, you are the bottom seed. You are the last seed. So now you actually got to sit here and face a team like the Buffalo Bills, which means now you got to go into cold weather. You got to go up into that New York cold-ass weather where it's already snowing up there in Buffalo. And then if you so happen just to squeak past Buffalo, you're still going to a cold-ass city, because then you're going to have to go ahead. If you're the lower seed, you're going to Kansas City, which is another cold-ass state. Now, I get it. Certain parts of Colorado is cold. It's got the snow. I don't understand that, in the altitude and everything in that nature. But you couldn't beat a team that was in warm weather in California. And the team, and like I said, you really needed the points. You really just needed this game to be in a different seeding. Now, you're letting teams like the Bengals, the Dolphins, and the Colts to stay alive in this dance. They are now 2.5 games, depending on how these teams play out through this weekend. You gave them a chance. So that's why I said that this Thursday night game was very important. I understand it's not like the sexy games like the Steelers and the Ravens that's coming up this Saturday, or the Texans and the Chiefs that's coming up this Saturday, or or any other type of game. But this game was very important. And the Broncos blew it. So now, like I say, you gotta hope that the Chargers lose one of these games, because now, when you look into the playoff seeding, when you look at it, like I said, you got the Colts that's 6-8, you got the Dolphins that's 6-8, and you got the Bengals that's 6-8, which means depending on how these teams shape up by the end of the season, right now, the Broncos are 2-3 in their division and 5-5 in the conference. the team that has a little bit of edge is the Miami Dolphins. Because the Dolphins are 3-2 in their division and they 5-5 in the conference. So if the Dolphins so happy to win out and you and the Broncos slide another game, you better hope that it's not a conference game, because now you can, you know what I mean? And then, so now let's talk about these conference games, because do the Dolphins play their conference game this week? And the answer, nope. So that's the only way that if the Dolphins do not beat the 49ers, which is the NFC team, you gotta hope that the Dolphins lose to the 49ers. Because you don't want them to become 7-8 and still be 2 games behind. So that's why I said that the seeding is very important, because you can only go as high as maybe 5. And you got to hope that the Ravens start sliding, and you got to hope that the Chargers start sliding. That's the only way that the Broncos can kind of, bump themselves up, because the Ravens pretty much got all AFC teams to close out the rest of the season. We got Steelers this week. We got the Texans Christmas Day. Then we got the Browns to close out the season. So, and I'm pretty sure like some of those games can potentially, especially if the Ravens win next week, and we are already 5-4 in our conference, 2-2 in our division. If we so happen to win tomorrow, it's a possibility. No, it will be a tie right now, but I still think Pittsburgh will have the edge, because they got a better conference win to actually still be the number 3 seed. So this playoff seeding is getting real crucial, getting real critical, and that's why that I said that the Broncos really should have went on here and won. But now, to go ahead and switch the subjects a little bit. So shout out to the Chargers for winning that Thursday night game and keeping their playoff hopes alive, because now I believe that their playoff hopes now went from 13% to go bumped up to, no, it was 22%, and now it's bumped up to 40, I think like 44%, something of that nature, for them to make the playoffs. So shout out to them. Broncos, you dropped down to about I think he dropped y'all down to like 20 something percent for y'all to make a chance to make the playoffs. So hopefully things will change. We'll see how the rest of this week go. But we're going to still keep it in the NFL, because let's talk about this MVP race. And a lot of people is really giving this one guy the edge to take the MVP race right now. And that guy, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be mentioned or shouldn't be in this conversation, but I just don't think that right now he's leading the conversation. And this MVP conversation is the debate is about Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. And a lot of people right now, especially these other different analysts, is really giving an edge to Josh Allen, only because the simple fact, for 2 reasons, that Josh Allen has more rushing touchdowns than Lamar Jackson and wins. Now, I can give you the wins. I can give you that. That's no problem about that, because the Bills are a surprise team in my eyes. I didn't expect the Bills to be this good. And the Bills kind of beat some high-ranking teams in my eyes. They went on ahead and did give the Chiefs their first loss. They did beat the Lions. They did beat the 49ers, even though the 49ers is banged up. They did went on ahead and beat the Dolphins, even though the Dolphins didn't have Tua. But they did lose some games. They did beat the Dolphins twice, even though one of them games they had Tua, another game they didn't have Tua. They lost to the Ravens. They lost to the Texans. And right now, both of those teams lower seeds and have different losses, more losses than what the Bills have. And Josh Allen right now is losing to Lamar in every major quarterback statistics in the NFL right now. And I understand that we said that if Josh Allen can cut down his turnover rates, we can go ahead and judge Josh Allen a little different. And yes, that is true. That's most definitely true because Josh Allen is having a decent season this year. I can't hold you. Josh Allen is right now has 3,395 yards, 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Right now, during this part of the season, Josh Allen probably would have been in the double digits of interceptions this time last season or the year before. But my thing about Josh Allen is we knew that this is what Josh Allen is. We seen that Josh Allen this same over and over and over. Josh Allen hasn't really did anything to make you to say or have any type of checklists off that he had to really check really. Because we all was okay when Josh Allen got to the AFC Championship and lost to the Chiefs. We was like, oh, his only downfall is that he can't beat Mahomes in the big time game to go to the big level, the next level, blah, blah, blah. And we said, oh, okay, if he get the chance to do that, then fine. But when Josh Allen was having, his seasons, his previous seasons, Josh Allen last year threw 4,000 yards, had 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. We didn't put Josh Allen in the MVP conversation. He wasn't top 2. The year before that, Josh Allen threw 4,000 yards again. He threw 35 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. And this was 2022. We didn't put Josh Allen into the MVP conversation. 2021, he finished 4,000 yards, almost 5,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. I don't recall Josh Allen being in the MVP conversation, right? I just don't recall him. I don't recall his name, even him coming number 3. I don't recall Josh Allen being in the MVP conversation. And you gotta sit here and think Lamar was MVPs in these both of these years all these years that I'm saying, except for one of them years. But 2 of those years, Lamar was MVP. 2 of those years, Josh Allen had 3 more touchdowns than Lamar Jackson. Out of a couple of those years, Josh Allen did go deeper than the playoffs than Lamar Jackson. And we ain't giving him no nod then about MVP. It was a couple of in a couple of those years that Lamar didn't finish the season. And he still was not mentioned MVP. All of a sudden now, that the Bills as a team is having a surprise year. Now we put him in the MVP conversation. Like I said, don't get me wrong, Josh Allen does deserve to be in the MVP conversation. I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm not knocking him, not saying what type of season he's having. He's not having an ass season, because I believe that it's a possibility that Josh Allen potentially can be a 4,000 passer again. It's potentially that Josh Allen can throw 30 plus touchdowns by the end of the season. It's also potential that Josh Allen can also throw double digits interceptions this season too. We gotta see, because right now he's sitting at 5. Now, don't get me wrong. If you take Josh Allen away from the Bills, people would ask like, well, will the Bills still be the same with Mitchell Trubisky as that quarterback? No, they will not be the same. But I feel like that the way that the AFC East is playing, I still believe that the Bills can probably be the better team in the AFC East. Because I just feel like that their team is all in marching in the same tune. Offense, defense. That's why I really just think that, the Bills is having their success that they are, in my opinion. Like I said, yes, Josh Allen elevated the team to have their success, to actually to be sitting here only lost 3 games. Can't lie. Josh Allen, most definitely. But he still wouldn't be my front runner for MVP. Because just for the simple fact that we seen this Josh Allen before, other than the turnovers. We seen Josh Allen win the AFC East. We seen Josh Allen get ready to carry this team to a playoff. We seen Josh Allen rushing, have to carry a heavy load. We seen that. You feel me? We seen that. Now on the flip side, let's talk about LJ and why I believe that he is my front runner for MVP. LJ has a lot of criticism and a lot of people against him more than Josh Allen. A lot of people is like, nah, Lamar Jackson he ain't your typical quarterback. Lamar Jackson would never lead you to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson is a quick exit out of the playoffs. Lamar Jackson can't finish the season. Lamar Jackson can't beat the Steelers. All of this stuff that Lamar Jackson has to overcome. And everything that the haters throw at Lamar, he wound up checking those off the list. Could Lamar take us deep into the playoffs? He did last year. I understand, yes, it's 1 year. I totally get it. But he did last year. He checked that box. Can Lamar win double MVP back-to-back? I mean, not back-to-back, but 2 MVPs. Yep, you can check that off the box. He's doing, he's doing that. So what else LJ has to go through? LJ has to also go through, he's not a complete quarterback. He can't read defenses. And it looks like he is checking that box for the 2nd year straight now under this Todd Monken offense. Oh, man, Lamar Jackson is just strictly a running quarterback. He only going to be able to just run. This guy is number 2 in passing touchdowns with 34. Number 2. With just only 3 interceptions. And 3 of those interceptions wasn't his fault. It was deflections off of his own wide receivers that landed to the DB hands. Or the linebacker just more strong and aggressive than a running back, Justice Hill, on that 1 interception. So if you would just go ahead and take away those 3 interceptions, this is a possibility that Lamar will probably be leading the NFL in passing touchdowns and not being number 2. Lamar wouldn't be having no interceptions And then everybody will be like, oh shit, that is very scary. That this guy could potentially not just go a whole season not throwing an interception. Because a lot of people were saying that he is scary now, but just throwing 3 interceptions. A lot of people is putting him in the category of Aaron Rodgers, of him having his MVP season. And y'all sitting here telling me that Lamar can't be the front runner of MVP? It's potentially that Lamar can throw 40 touchdowns by the end of this season. Josh Allen is not going to get the 40 touchdowns. It's potentially that Lamar can go ahead and throw over 4,000 yards. Not just 4,000, but over 4,000 yards. Right now, Lamar is leading. Hold on, let me tell you what. Right now, Lamar through 14 games. Lamar is number 2 amongst all-time greats when it comes to passer rating through 14 games. Peyton Manning is number 1 in 2004. He finished the season at 123.9. Number 2 is Lamar. He is right now at 120.7. Number 3 is Aaron Rodgers at 2011, 120.1. And then number 4, 2007 is Brady, the GOAT, as everybody like to go ahead and mention them, 119.7. They the only 4 quarterbacks in through the 14 games they got these type of passer ratings. Do you see Josh Allen in any of these conversations? No, you don't. You just don't. The only thing that y'all can sit here and hang over Lamar is that Josh Allen has a better record than the Ravens. The Bills, not Josh Allen. The Bills, the team. You sit here and you take away Lamar from this. Do y'all actually think that this team will be even 9-5? Do you think? And you gotta sit here and think. The Ravens are only 9-5 because, number 1, my guy Isaiah likely should have wore white cleats and we would have got that touchdown in the beginning of the season. But no, just imagine he'd got his foot down to that. Just imagine if the Ravens didn't lose to the Eagles and Justin Tucker leaving points on the field. That's 2 games right there that the Ravens should have won or could have won. Let me say that. The Ravens could have won, and we'd be having the same damn record as the Bills. Take it a step further. The Bills' defense is better than the Ravens' defense. And Lamar is still out here throwing 34 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, keeping us in the game. It's not just his running ability. This guy sitting here showing y'all that he can read defense, he can beat you with his arm, and he can beat you with his legs when he wants to. He just got 6,000 over 6,000 rushing yards, and it's only him and Vic. Don't get me wrong, I believe Josh Allen could potentially get there, especially the rate that he be running. He can get up there, but not at this point in time that he's not up there. So other than we talking about team victories, this is why Josh Allen is y'all front runner MVP. My opinion, y'all. I really just think that Lamar should be front runner MVP. I'm not saying that right now that we should go ahead and give Lamar his 3rd MVP. It's not what I'm saying. I believe that he should be front runner. Now, the only way that Lamar can really stay and be a front runner if he wins tomorrow, if he wins Saturday. He beat Pittsburgh, win his 2nd game against Pittsburgh. Yes, sir. He's going to. He has to be talked about being in the MVP front runner for MVP. That's a tough game because the Bills got the Patriots this week. That's pretty much a gimme game. But still, Josh Allen can't sleep on the Patriots. He can't make no mistakes. He can't throw costly turnovers because he's overlooking his opponents. But I ain't gonna keep it a buck. Like I said, LJ is my MVP front runner. Other than statistic categories, what else do we need to prove? You know what I mean? Like I said, if you want to sit here and put team victories, that's a team right there. You're just saying that the Bills have a better team than the Ravens right now, or just have better luck during the week right now. But Lamar Jackson is my front runner MVP. So before I go ahead and switch it over from NFL to the NBA, let's go ahead and talk about Week 16 games that's coming up and give y'all my predictions. Week 16, it was very interesting. Week 16 was the one to pick. You feel me? And Week 16 games go Broncos, Chargers, Steelers, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs, Rams, Jets, Eagles, Commanders, Giants, Falcons, Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, Bengals, Titans, Colts, Lions, Bears, Vikings, Seahawks, Patriots, Bills, Jaguars, Raiders, 49ers, Dolphins, Buccaneers, Cowboys, Saints, Packers is your Week 16 games. And I'm already starting off on a good foot because the Chargers won last night. So that's who I went with. And the rest of my games go Chargers, Ravens. I feel like the Ravens will win this Saturday game. Texans. I think the Texans will go ahead and maybe catch the Chiefs on this also Saturday game. I like the Rams. I like the Eagles. I like the Falcons. I like the Cardinals. I like the Bengals. I like the Colts. I like the Vikings. That Vikings team is legit. I like the Bills this week. I believe it's the Patriots. No disrespect, my guy Mike, my guy Rod. I like the Jaguars. I like the 49ers for some strange reason. I like the Buccaneers and I like the Packers. I didn't want to go with the Packers, but I really just don't think that the Saints can really take down the Packers. So the reason why I don't want the Packers to win is because me and my guy Kurt got a little bet which team has the better record towards the end of the season. So that's like the only reason why I'm stressing about that pick. But other than that, I really feel like the Packers are just the better team. So yeah, that's my Week 16 picks. Again, it's the Chargers, Ravens, Texans, Rams, Eagles, Falcons, Cardinals, Bengals, Colts, Lions, Vikings, Bills, Jaguars, 49ers, Buccaneers, Packers. Those are my Week 16 picks, yo. If you feel like that your Week 16 picks can be different, you feel like your Week 16 picks can be better than mine, go ahead, drop your picks in the comment. Because I'm great. Like I said before I switch it over, I'm going to talk about a couple games, especially this Ravens versus Steelers game real quick before I switch it over. Yo, this is a very, very important game right here. Flock Nation, I need y'all on this one. Reason why this game is very important for tomorrow, because number one, we're trying to catch the Steelers in the AFC North. The AFC North cannot be led by no goddamn Steelers. It just can't be. I can't have these damn Steelers fans keep talking shit to me, man. That's number one on a personal level. But on a for real though, number one, I need Lamar to go ahead and really put himself and check this box. Just tell everybody, like, look, he can beat the Steelers. He can beat any opponent that comes in front of him. And right now the Steelers are a team that is kind of wounded right now. And you got to catch these guys while they down because they don't have George Pickens tomorrow, which now that my DBs can kind of relax just a little bit. Not saying give up, but kind of relax because especially Brandon Stevens, man, you be killing me with these PI penalties. I really just wish that you can learn how to get your head around a little bit sooner, man, because that's the only reason why. And I believe what the commentators is kind of saying about you panicking once the ball get in the air. I feel like you get lost, you get antsy feet, you get happy feet, whatever the case may be. I that can't happen, my guy. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like that George Pickens not playing tomorrow. It's a good deal for us. So Brandon Stevens most definitely need to go ahead and he's a good corner. I would take him on my team any day. But at times, he gotta really he got to get himself together because our defense had really turned the corner a little bit. Now it's not that team from last year, that defense from last year, but we're not getting beat in this passing game no more. Really, we're not giving up the bigger yards. We are really clamping down, and that move from Darius Washington, whoever came up with that idea, man, that was a genius move because Darius Washington is seizing the opportunity, man. That's the guy that put in the hard work and knows when not to, knows where the team is having a mistake that, and surefire that mistake. And I really like Darius Washington, man. I'm glad that he's really fitting in with the team with us because now that we can rely on him, maybe playing back that by himself just a little bit at times, we can move around Kyle Hamilton and have our defense being a little bit chaotic a little bit. You're not knowing who is where, who's coming, who's not. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy about Darius Washington really stepping up to the deal. I'm pumped about my guy Marlon Humphrey really stepping up this year, man. 5 interceptions, really putting in their work because a lot of people gave up on him. Only thing I just wish right now is that we get a little bit pressure to these quarterbacks, and I think that we can get home to Russell Wilson tomorrow. I really just think so because number one, Russell Wilson like to hold on to the ball a little bit, and the Pittsburgh Steelers is just they a team that got the capability to go deep into the playoffs, but they shoot themselves in the foot because they can put up the yards, but they don't get the point side of it. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing. And that's their problem was before last year. You relying on TJ Watt again, and you're hoping that defense can go ahead and bring you home and stuff like that. And that's not how it should be. You shouldn't. That's not a team that can just rely on defense. You got to put up points for those damn yards, Doug. And if you're not doing that, then it's just terrible. I got a couple of comments, man. I got my guy Daniel Miller saying that Sean Payton should be on the hot seat of football. I'm not gonna say he belongs on the hot seat right now because of the simple fact that I feel like the Broncos are still in playoff hopes. They're still in playoff. Their playoff dreams are still alive. So I wouldn't put him in a hot seat like other coaches, such as who is in the hot seat in my Mike McCarthy for the Dallas Cowboys. I really just think that he's in the hot seat more than what Sean Payton is. The Broncos should fire that defense according to Vance Joseph. The Broncos really got solid defense, whether you know it or not. Like right now, the Broncos is really they producing a good linebacker and what's his name? I forgot his name. The rookie. They drafted a rookie linebacker this year who should be in the defensive rookie of the year candidate conversation, man. Can't think of his name right now, but the Broncos defense is not that bad. I just think that the Broncos, they have to be a team that had to throw up 30 points. If they can't be a team that throw up 30 points, then they're not going to win a lot of games. You can't rely on Bo Nix throwing 40 times. You got to get a running game also. So until then, I think that's where the Broncos is really lying. I don't really just think that it's the defense per se in my eyes. I really feel like that the Broncos defense are a really solid team. So shout out to Daniel Miller, man, for his comments. Keep the show going. Just another game just to talk about real quick that I feel like that's a must watch is to switch it over to the NFC is the Eagles and the Commanders. That's another game that I feel like you have to watch. Because number one, the Commanders is trying to get their lick back from the couple of weeks ago when the Eagles had really showed that they are the big dogs or the big birds of the NFC East. And they the big bros. And you can just see that Jalen Hurts really took it personal when people were saying that Jaden Daniels could potentially be better than him or can be the better quarterback in this division. Jalen Hurts really stepped up that game and really showed that he is a top 10 quarterback in this league, in which Jaden Daniels hasn't really shown that he can not a top 10 this season in my eyes just yet. I need to see some more body of work from him. But this can be the Commanders' lick back. This can be the Commanders really trying to show you that they can compete with the Eagles in this division. And also, this is the chance that the Commanders can really keep their playoff hopes alive also. Because right now they're sitting in that 7th spot, their last seed, and they are up a half a game over the Seahawks. So this is a must win for the Commanders for them this week because, like I said, playoff seeding and your playoff dreams is on the line. So this is why I believe that this is a must game. And then for the Eagles, right now they're chasing their number 1 seed. They can potentially go ahead and can take a lead if the Detroit Lions wind up falling flat this upcoming Sunday. So the Eagles got something to prove and try to fight for this number 1 seed, and so they can potentially get that first round bye. And they most definitely want to keep it, make it the NFC North very interesting. Who can win that division also? So the Eagles can really spoil some dreams right now. So that's why y'all need to tune into this game this Sunday. Also, as a very, very important game this week. So those are the 2 games that I just wanted to talk about real quick before I switch it over to the NBA. So make sure y'all check out my Ravens. Hopefully they can beat the Steelers this week. And make sure y'all check out on the NFC side the Eagles and the Commanders, which I believe is also going to be a good game. Now, let's switch it over. Done talking football for a little minute. Switch it over to the NBA side. Now, the NBA All-Star Weekend is switching their format on the main game, the All-Star game in particular. And we all know that the NBA All-Star Weekend needed some revamping. We all believe that this NBA All-Star game needs some saving. And Steph Curry and some other brainstorming people came up with this idea to say, hey, how about we do a tournament style for the All-Star game, a mini tournament, and it features 4 teams. 3 of the teams are NBA All-Stars, and it's a team of 8 players. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 3-on-3. Don't really know. But the 4th team is going to be including the Rising Star champion. And each game will be played to a final score of 40 points. And let's put a little pause on that right there. I don't like it. I don't like it. What are we doing here? Why the fuck are we overcomplicating things? But let's go. Let's keep it going. Now, the All-Star Prize winners, the champion team, second place team, and the third, fourth place team. Everybody gets some money. So that's one of the good things about that everybody gets some monies. But the pool is gonna be like 1.8 million. That's how much the pot is. Champion team get 125K per player. Second place team, 50K per player. Third and fourth place team, 25K per player. Money sounds good. The money sounds okay. Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny will each be GMs of the NBA All-Star teams. Candace Parker will be the GM of the Rising Champion team. The head coach and assistant coach from the top teams of the East and West teams to coach all four teams. And once again, you over fucking complicated shit that should not be overcomplicated. What are we doing here? Like, why are we doing this? Do you actually think that this is going to make the players play hard? Because that's what the damn problem is. That's why everybody think the All-Star game is a fucking joke, dog. Because you sitting here, all we getting is players just sitting here, just running up and down the court and just doing some stuff that they wouldn't do in the game. That's all we getting in this All-Star game. Everybody's scared to get hurt. Everybody wants to survive and make it back to their team organizations camp. That's the problem. But no, everybody wants to say, you know what? No, let's go ahead and overcomplicate things and let's go ahead and do some off the wall stuff. Now, I understand people are gonna be like, yo, just wait to see how it is. Don't knock it until you try it. I totally get that part. But I gotta knock it right now because, like I said, just sitting here, just reading and looking at this stuff, it does not. It's just phony. It's phony. You sitting here thinking that these 8 players are going to play hard in this tournament? Do you think? Do you think defense is going to get played? No. It's still not going to get played. The only thing that's going to be interesting is that we're going to try to figure out who's going to be on what team. That's going to be the only goddamn interesting shit. It's figuring who LeBron is going to team up with. Is LeBron going to team up with Steph? Is it going to be like Team USA? Steph, LeBron, KD, Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? That's the only thing we're going to look forward to. To sit here and think they're playing a mini tournament is going to work. You know why I'm going to say it's not going to work and it's going to be a damn joke? For the simple fact that nobody believes that the play-in is fucking serious. The play-in. I'm not the play-in, I'm sorry. That little tournament. The NBA Cup. That phony shit. The NBA Cup is a bunch of bull. You thought that maybe if we can pique people's interest of teams playing this little tournament style, we change the court up, we give you little flashy jerseys, that it's going to be changed. No. The NBA Cup is phony, dog. Like, it's phony. You getting teams to celebrate early in the damn season. Last year I said the same shit when the Lakers won it and they in there popping fucking champagne. And I'm saying again this year, you sitting here want to give people NBA Cup MVPs and trophies and stuff like that. You can hang this banner up and for what? Because you won an in-season tournament? College don't even take their damn tournaments that damn serious half the time. When they be going having these different Maui tournaments and stuff like that, you don't see none of these college hanging up banners or anything in that nature. You get them a trophy, you get them their dub, and that's it. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't have certain tournament games this week, then you go into the regular season, and then you go back into it. Oh, that shit phony. And then you're going to sit here and think you're going to put a mini damn tournament in the All-Star weekend and think that's going to be fucking appealing. Man, I'm sorry, y'all, but I understand I normally don't cuss this much on the show, yo, but when I seen this, yo, the first thing that came out mind was like, yo, what the hell is this? What the fuck is that? No. You know what I think would save the All-Star game? USA versus the world. Do that. Do that. Do what the Olympics just gave us. USA versus Serbia. USA versus France. NBA versus whatever top team that's in the different overseas or something in that nature. Give us that. I guarantee you that probably be interesting. That would be more entertaining to watch. Because look how many viewers that we tuned in the USA in the Olympics. That will save the goddamn All-Star, yo. Not this little mini tournaments, yo. It's not these. You keep implementing these little mini tournaments to save this, to say that, yo. It's like how many tournaments we gonna put in the NBA? We got the in-season tournament, we got the play-in tournament, and then you want to do a little mini tournament in the All-Star. Like how many tournaments we going to implement in the season? Tournaments is not going to be the answer for everything. So, NBA world, I really just think that y'all really just understand we got to see it this year. But if this year the viewers is still the same, if this year that the All-Star game is still phony, please think about my idea. That's all I'm saying. Because you want to know why I think that idea will work? Because in the WNBA All-Star game, when it was Team USA versus the All-Star team, that shit got hype. Especially when the WNBA beat Team USA. Got a lot of hype, got a lot of buzz. You stole the WNBA in-season tournament from them, kind of. They took that idea a little bit. Why you didn't take that idea for the All-Star? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? That's just me. You know what I mean? And I see my guy X said that he don't like it at all. I don't think nobody, even KD and LeBron, didn't like it. You know what I mean? Yes, they need to go back to East versus West. That's my second idea. But my first idea is Team USA versus the NBA or Team USA versus the world. You know, something in that nature. OG, what it is, my God. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Nah, yo, when I swear, man, when I seen that they was doing many tournaments for this All-Star game, man, I was like, yo, what is they doing, yo? Like, why are we doing this? Like, tournaments is not the solution to every goddamn thing. So that's just how I felt about this All-Star weekend, man. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all feel about this All-Star tournament, man. It's just like almost to the point is if it wasn't for the 3-point contest, if it wasn't for the Rising Star or that little competition, All-Star weekend would be phony. The dunk contest is phony. All-Star game got phony. It's just like what is there that you can do to try to keep this competitive, interesting, other than my idea? You know what I mean? Hopefully somebody else might come up with a different idea. Maybe, you never know, but that's just my reason on that one. So there you have it, yo. I sat here, gave you the rundown of my 139th thought right there. Gave y'all the Broncos versus Chargers recap. I gave y'all my MVP front runner for the NFL, who I think it is. And I gave y'all my prediction for week 16. And we just had a nice conversation about how I feel about the NBA All-Star game, man. So I appreciate everybody that tuned in, as always, man. And as always, I like to close out the show. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe button if you haven't already, as I'm trying to reach to my mini milestone to 1,000 subscribers, you feel me? And make sure y'all go out here to tell a friend who can be a friend, who can possibly be a friend, that you need MTMO Sports Podcast in your YouTube and your sports rotation. You feel me? Because I'm always kicking out dope topics. I'm always going to give you my opinions on how I feel. Not going to rehearse or recite or what I heard or seen on other sports networks or anything in that nature. You feel me? So make sure y'all go out here, hit that like, share, and subscribe button and spread the word for you guy. You feel me? And like I said, man, shout out to everybody that joined in, that hit the comments. My guy X, Mac, Daniel. Shout out to all my returning listeners, followers. As always, I greatly appreciate y'all. Shout out to let's see, I got so many shout outs. Once I give out my shout outs, I got some big news for y'all. Shout out to Locked In Sports, my favorite ladies. Yo, make sure y'all go check them out if y'all have not checked them out already. 2 dope females talking that sport-ish. And if y'all really into females talking that sports, yo, make sure y'all go out there and check out my favorite ladies. Make sure y'all go out here and check out the guys that was on my episode last week, Facts and Stats, yo. Real dope guys, real dope show. Make sure y'all go out there and check them out. Make sure y'all go out here, show love to my guy GC3, as he out here in Arizona putting out those amazing tournaments that he do. Make sure y'all go out here and check out my girl. Dang, I forgot her name that quick, man. Her name will come back to me. Make sure y'all go out here and check out Walk a Mile in Our Shoes, yo. Great, dope organization. And the big news about that is January 4th. Mark your calendars. It's a real special day. It's a real dope episode that I am putting together. It's going to reveal of why I just mentioned Walk a Mile in Our Shoes. So make sure y'all mark y'all calendars. January 4th. That's a Saturday. It will not be my typical Friday episode. I had to wait to Saturday because I have some special guests that's going to appear on that episode, Joe. It's going to be a little switch up of that episode. But make sure y'all mark your calendars. and y'all get ready for this episode because it's going to be a different, great vibe, great news, great everything on that episode, man. So I most definitely cannot wait until I drop that episode. Will be a live episode also. So, like I said, mark your calendars, January 4th. I will keep you updated on the time. But it's going to be a real dope episode, man. Because my guy OG already know what the news is. I appreciate you, man. You already know how hard I was working to most definitely get this and to bring this to my city. So that's a little sneak preview of what I'm talking about. So shout out to my guy Eugene Campbell III, man. He most definitely, that's my guy right there. Most definitely can't wait to have you back on the show. So yeah, there you have it. This is Mr. MTMO himself, Dev. This is my 139th thought. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I appreciate everything. You feel me? So make sure y'all go out here and spread the word, share the episode. Make sure you if you have not catch it live, make sure you run an episode back. Also, if you're into the audio, it's going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts real soon. So make sure y'all go ahead and follow the movement. Follow my social media platforms as well as that is at the bottom of your ticket if you're not already. Just in case that you need to hear it, my social media platforms is Instagram and TikTok. You can follow me at MTMO_sports podcast, X and Facebook. You can follow me at my THTS, my opinion. So make sure y'all go out there and let's get these followers up on my social media platform. I will greatly appreciate it. So, like I said, I am Dev. This is my 139th thought, yo. I will catch y'all next Friday. Until then, I'm out.